gonna lie, see, Tommy G, I miss you, brother. Nah, brother, I ain't watched a lot of your videos in a long time. And this is a topic that I don't know a lot about. But niggas, like, cause when shit like this happen, with like certain shit in the world, I feel like it don't affect me. But this shit, I was on TikTok the other day and there was an old lady talking about anybody you could think of she seen walk in and out of that building. And it was that boy Epstein goddamn apartment in New York or whatever the fuck it was. And for Trump to be doggy dog, they didn't build the statue with doggy dog. They didn't build a little statue with this nigga talking about best friends live word, and then this shit on them like this. And dog, a leader of our country? Man, our country so fucked. Well, I ain't gonna lie, our shit so fucked. It's loose neck ass shit, but they call me nigga hood fat nigga Shay. Come on, hood fat nigga Shay. Hood fat nigga Durant, whatever. Fat nigga Westbrook. Come on. That's really who I am. Could play with you because I meet me under the rim. Word. All right, now let me get to it. Let me quit yapping. Tommy G-Ski with the baby. Hey, y'all know Tommy G-Ski heat. Word. We ain't gotta say too much. Word. You know me? Let's get to it. Let me quit yapping. Tommy G-Ski investigating the Epstein file cover up. This nigga's a goat. Like I'm trying to get to the day. I'm making videos like that. You know what I mean? Let me quit yapping. Let's get to it. Shout out to y'all boys. Hope y'all boys having a great day. Tommy fucking G-Ski. Goat. Hell of a content creator, for real shit.
Jeffrey Epstein.
All glazed aside, but all glazed involved.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Hold up, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Gonna let the fuck nigga go get his water though. Real shit. Y'all some real niggas. Hey, niggas like the word. You know a nigga ain't, you know a nigga is struggling, word, the broski. You know a nigga paying bills and shit. Nigga got the water and the goddamn milk cart. Hey, shit gotta work around here, well. We gotta make ends meet their way, nigga. Nigga just moved from a different state, well, you feel me? Hey, shit gotta get right, bro. Hey, let's get active. I just got lit, though. Now I'm active, because just got mobile, so shit litty. Put a nigga back on the road. That's what was missing. I wasn't on the road. Everywhere I had to go, I was paying Uber, so nigga waxing your pockets, killing your bank. But let's get paid. Come on. Oh no, let's not get paid. This is not a topic to be screaming about. Let's see what's going on with our weird, fucked up country and the power of what they do to these innocent beings as young souls that they come into this world and they just. I don't know where their parents come from. I don't know where their parents at. I don't know how they end up with these kids and get their hands on them. But just what they do to these people. Let's just learn how fucked up America is, man. Where Dabrowski? Come on, man. That sounds
it's just very
strange. But you
people.
love America in so many ways. But man, we got this shit. This shit is just like, come on, bro. What do we? You niggas deserve to die. And then I know Trump love meat ass. Like we seen the pic. We know what he was on, bro. We know.
Jeffrey Epstein.
And then I don't even know about this nigga. Like, see, I'm such a nigga. Like, I grew up in such like my boxing world and like sports and football. Like, I heard this nigga name before, but I have no clue who bro is. Like, real deal. Like, I probably watching movies or whatever. I don't know who. That's what I'm saying. I know who he is, but I know of him, and it's like. Word, you know what I'm saying?
Jeffrey Epstein.
I'm so in a box that I don't even know who these niggas is. That's why when they say shit like this, I don't even care.
For a lot of people that
this shit weird.
Clients that went to the island has not been made public.
Yeah. Niggas got islands. Like what?
List of clients that went to the island.
What wasn't like with hella cameras and shit?
Public.
Yeah. Shit, wow. I hope this shit ain't got no hole in it. It's squirting like that bitch pregnant. That bitch got a hole in the same shitty.
It's very interesting, isn't it?
So if you're,
he know he's
guilty. It's very strange for a lot of people that the list of clients that went to the island has not been made public.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to see this picture. That's why I ain't gonna lie.
That went to the island has not been made public.
What a great country. Oh, That's America for you. Oh no. He bred him. He talking about this breeding, you know. That's the biggest shit I hate too. Them weird ass niggas who breed these little fuck like this. What he's showing. Talking about what it.
Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it?
So if you were able to, you would be...
Yeah, I'd certainly take a look at it. This is a Democrat hoax. Yeah, I'd be inclined to do the Epstein. I'd have no problem with it.
He cap.
He is now
Or
calling
you know
it
he
a
can scrub his name.
hoax.
The Epstein saga is not a hoax.
Evidence that shows that Epstein was a creation of either Mossad, Israeli intelligence, American intelligence.
But the bottom line is the records are getting out.
The president says that a politicized hoax.
What the hell are they afraid of?
2 years ago, we talked about releasing the Epstein files. Last night, I was shocked to hear that you voted against releasing the Epstein files.
You got a lot of people that it could be mentioned as a...
Tommy gonna hit you where it's at. Tommy a real nigga. Word, real Milwaukee. High 414. Bow. Give me word. He gonna hit you where it's at.
Last night, I was shocked to hear that you voted against releasing the Epstein files.
What your weird ass was on, nigga? That's basically what he said. That what he said in the hood, nigga. What your weird ass was on, nigga?
Last night, I was shocked to hear that you voted against releasing the Epstein files.
You got a lot of people that it could be mentioned as those files that don't deserve to be.
And you're really calling the women who were in tears
that mean?
talking about
Don't deserve to be.
What does that mean?
Epstein files.
You got a lot of people that it could be mentioned as those files that don't deserve to be.
and you're really
does
calling
that
the
mean?
women who were in tears talking about in junior high a hoax? How demeaning, how insulting.
In junior high?
In junior high, some about 13,
Kids.
14 years old.
Innocent. Innocence. What's wrong with niggas, bro?
I wanted to look into the Epstein file cover-up,
This
but I
nigga
didn't.
Tommy got his own fucking television show, and I'm tuned in.
I wanted to look into the Epstein file cover-up, but I didn't want to risk offending the president or doubting the FBI director's official narrative or making our politicians feel uncomfortable by asking too many questions.
But you Tommy G.
Fuck that. I'm
You're
not
right.
apologizing.
But I'm Tommy G. Word.
Asking too many
My nigga Tommy. That's why you're here for the hood.
Fuck that. I'm not apologizing for anything. It's time to go gloves off.
Let's go, Tommy.
These people are lying to us, and I don't care whether it's Biden, Kamala, Trump. If you are in charge of our country and you're hiding, protecting a billionaire sex trafficking your ring, then we, the people, are coming after you and have every right to demand the answers. In fact, we pay each and every day with our paycheck to demand answers and
Talk to me,
accountability
Tommy.
from you. And our president, Donald Trump, actually talked about the Epstein files. Here's what him and his administration said before they won the election.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to do the Epstein. I'd have no problem with it.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
It's pretty sick what that man did.
But Theo talking about, yeah, what changed?
That is an important thing.
It's pretty sick what
And
that
it's crazy because it's crazy to support. See, I'm not too big on politics and all this shit. This is just what I know from being a casual, very, very, very casual. And like I say, this shit, when I look at this shit, I be like, this shit don't matter to me. But when we talking about taking people's innocence, I want to kill you. You know, I'm sorry, you two, but I say that shit straight up. What I was finna say, it was crazy how people were so high on Trump before, and then it's just killing Kamala. I think a lot of that shit come with her just being a female. I don't know too much about that shit, but I think a lot of that shit just come with her being a female. But it's crazy they were so high on Trump, and then now he back in the office. Trump had us fooled. He be having niggas fooled. Now he back in the office and niggas is wanting word. They like, what the fuck did we vote for? It's crazy. We
200
country fucked.
victims. Well,
in a bad situation right now.
250 actually.
Who has Jeffrey Epstein's
But I don't be understanding. That's what I be
As
saying.
a former number 2 in the IC, they overclassify 50% of the stuff there to protect the deep state. Oh no, you can't see that. Nothing to see here.
And now that these people are in power, here's what they are saying.
Look, the whole thing is a hoax. It's put out by the Democrats because we've had the most successful. The whole thing.
Hey, look how Doggy Dog looked at him. Why you cap like that? What? We know the truth. Why you get the cap like that?
Is a hoax. It's put out by the Democrats because we've had the most successful 6 months in the history of our country. This is a Democrat hoax that never ends.
20 years ago, it was 2006, 7, 8. Epstein gets his sweetheart plea deal, right? I wasn't in power there. I wasn't in place there. I had, nothing to do with it. But
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
I put out a poll on my YouTube channel and 100...
Hey, Trump top one. Ain't that your bread? Ain't that your doggy dog, nigga?
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
I put out a poll on my YouTube channel and 115,000 of you replied. And 96% of you said that the government is a bunch of filthy liars when it comes to the official narrative on the Epstein story. So me and my team boarded a plane and we flew to Washington, D.C. to launch a full-scale investigation.
Boots on the floor, Tommy G.
To launch a full-scale investigation. In doing so, we talked to United States senators, guys like Chuck Schumer, Ron Johnson, and Rand Paul, as well as representatives like Nancy Mace, Hank Johnson, and the man that's leading the charge to push for transparency, Representative Ro Khanna. Furthermore, we joined forces with one of the top conspiracy theory experts on the internet, Mr. Ian Carroll, and we also spoke with a guy by the name of Mike Yeagley, a man who works with all of your favorite three-letter agencies and claims to have seen a version of the Epstein files himself. We get into this and much, much more.
They got that bitch talking, face all on it. They finna knock him off. See, that's the only thing, like these niggas can knock you off. Word time, they can knock. Shout out to Brody, my guy, off. Like he said, he was scared. Like he started a video. I was scared because I didn't want to upset, because he know what that shit really could be, and then shit's wild.
We are here in Washington, D.C., the beating heart of where it all goes down. And today we're looking into what might be the biggest cover-up in American history, the Epstein file list. The fact that the elites, the billionaires, the well-connected might be in a ring right before our eyes, and they are lying to our face about it.
This is a Democrat hoax. They're trying to get people to talk about something that's totally irrelevant to the success that we've had as a nation since I've been president.
And I want you to suspend your tribalism for a moment. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, or somewhere in between.
I love you to the moon and
back.
back.
Suspend your tribalism for a moment. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, or somewhere in between. This is about the truth. This isn't about one party or the other. I actually think they're probably both complicit in this. We're going to get to the bottom of this because I think this is very important. So join me as we question, and we do one of the most American things there is, which is to question authority, demand the truth, and get the knowledge out to the people, we the people, who fund all of this. Let's begin.
Rebel, because it's our shit. Exactly. Be rebellious because it's really our shit. We don't realize our power. We take this shit over.
My name's Ian Carroll, and I'm an independent journalist, researcher, content creator, and my slogan is follow the money, seek the truth. Jeffrey Epstein was an unqualified math teacher for the wealthiest of the wealthy, that then got recruited to be an unqualified banker, that then kind of failed out of banking during a scandal, and somewhere in there he got hooked up with human traffickers and blackmailers and started what appears to be the world's largest known sexual blackmail trafficking ring.
Where these niggas come from, bro? Like, who are you? Who are you? You. I see, all I can take is from what I know and what I hear. If dog already getting the unqualified positions and being a teacher, dog already was a weird nigga. It's from the jump. It started from the jump. Dog was a weird nigga. He was already doing some weird shit to get in that position to be around him.
Banker that he was then kind of failed out of banking during a scandal, and somewhere in there he got hooked up with human traffickers and blackmailers and started what appears to be the world's largest known sexual blackmail trafficking ring.
So much money, you get an island.
One of the guys leading the charges of encouraging the government to release the files is Representative Ro Khanna from California. Ro Khanna, a Democratic congressman representing San Francisco, is co-leading the charge with Kentucky Republican Thomas Massie to force a release of the Epstein files. Seen on popular podcasts like Theo Von and Flagrant, he is a politician who is determined to be transparent. He's coming to the Airbnb. Bro. Hey, good to meet you. Thank you for
pulling
coming
up to the kizzy.
Good to meet you.
And he had this whole scheme where if you were rich and if you were powerful, you basically got away with assaulting girls. And then these rich and powerful men said, what are you going to do about it? Basically got away with...
this is wild.
Assaulting girls. And then these...
Wow. She look young. She do too.
Rich and powerful men said, what are you going to do about it?
Proceeded to blackmail most of the most powerful people all around the world, which now is the story that's broken all over everyone's newspapers and Twitter feeds. And he took that blackmail ring straight into the White House and visited Bill Clinton 17 times in the White House with the likes of Robert Maxwell and Ehud Barak, directly linked to the Israeli government. And Leslie Wexner bankrolled Jeffrey Epstein. And that's not just a matter of speech. He signed over power of attorney to Jeffrey Epstein. So Jeffrey Epstein could have sold Victoria's Secret on behalf of
all these niggas.
Bill Clinton 17.
Bill was involved. All these niggas. Lex Lee. All these niggas, bro.
He took that blackmail ring straight into the White House and visited Bill Clinton 17 times in the White House with the likes of Robert Maxwell and Ehud Barak, directly linked to the Israeli government. And Leslie Wexner bankrolled Jeffrey Epstein. And that's not just a matter of speech. He signed over power of attorney to Jeffrey Epstein. So Jeffrey Epstein could have sold Victoria's Secret on behalf of Leslie Wexner.
I gotta say, I don't wear a suit often anymore, but I feel at least 10 IQ points higher right now.
Yo, Cap,
I feel good.
Suits at you.
I feel quite patriotic today. Getting the chance to talk to our
DC.
elected officials and demand accountability, to me, is something that makes me very proud to be an American.
Yes, sir. Exercising your rights. That's one thing as Americans we don't do enough. Exercise our rights. Some people overly, but it's the rights we got. Them niggas be, some niggas can do shit that some niggas can't. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. That's just how it goes, though. That's just life.
So we're here with Representative Nancy Mace, one of the people that is leading the charge to expose the Epstein files. Let's just start with
Nancy. Hey, Miss Nancy.
One of the people that is leading the charge to expose the Epstein files. Let's just start with the basics. Do you think Jeffrey Epstein killed himself?
Well, we don't have the camera evidence. We don't. I mean, wasn't the angle of the camera? Was it there?
I have no reason to believe that he didn't.
You don't think that there are suspicious details surrounding his death? The
I do.
Security cameras magically going off, the security guards falling asleep, being on suicide watch but still having access to material.
Yeah, I think there's suspicion, and I think.
See, I don't even
I have no
know.
reason to believe that he
I don't know
You
who
don't
bro
think that
is. I don't even know his story. So they say dog off this self, but the footage and shit is iffy. This nigga here.
Representative Nancy Mace, one of the people that is leading the charge to expose the Epstein files. Let's just start with the basics. Do you think Jeffrey Epstein killed himself?
Well, we don't have the camera evidence. We don't. I mean, wasn't the angle of the camera? Was it there?
I have no reason to believe that he didn't.
You don't think that there are suspicious details surrounding his death? The
I do.
Security cameras magically going off, the security guards falling asleep, being on suicide watch but still having access to material.
Yeah, I think there's suspicion, and I think we've got to keep getting the files out. But that may be something we never are able to figure out.
Like when niggas off themselves, they do it out
He's
of
an
guilt.
independent contractor, data analyst, and security specialist who provides critical intelligence support to elite military units and to the three-letter agencies that everyone watching this is familiar with. In other words, Mike's skill set is that in real time, he can track the location of nearly anyone in the world using specialized methods, and three-letter agencies hire him for this reason. He says in his possession is a version of
bro, he don't know about this bitch right now, man.
the Epstein files. He speaks on his theory based on the information he's reviewed. School teacher without a degree that magically got worth hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars.
It's kind of like congressmen that come to Washington with a net worth of $100,000, and 3 years later they've got $8.4 million net worth. How did that happen?
Wonder how. Country so fucked.
Who is Ghislaine Maxwell?
She was the madam. She was the one female that could talk to an impressionable 15-year-old girl who wanted to be a model for the limited.
Basically grooming these young girls and bringing them to Epstein. She was there with
I don't get how women could do that shit to other innocent girls. We talking about innocence. We talking about pure souls, little kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? I don't get how grown women can knowingly know what they're doing. Knowing they was that age at one point. Knowing what life has to offer. And they can willingly do that to a kid. I could never understand how you could do that. I just how somebody could be like your partner in crime, and then it'd be a woman.
For the
basically grooming these young girls and bringing them to Epstein. She was there recruiting more junior high and high school students,
Shawty do look
girls,
young.
and bringing them to Epstein.
I
She
hear
was
the
there
line. She look
recruiting
young.
more junior high and high school students for Epstein. She was part of the abuse, and for her to now get pardoned is a slap in the face of every survivor.
Do you think it's possible that that's going to happen?
This president is capable of anything. I also thought it was a slam dunk he would release the Epstein files. Something is there that's forcing him not to release it.
Ghislaine Maxwell is the daughter of Robert Maxwell.
Her dad was an interesting character, no doubt about that.
Now, Ghislaine Maxwell was Jeffrey Epstein's partner in crime that made this business work. And she has a very interesting background. She's pictured here with her father, Robert Maxwell, who happened to be a media mogul, a textbook publisher, a known asset of Mossad, and he died under very suspicious circumstances.
He is very well known to have worked for Israel and Mossad through most of his life. Robert Maxwell was in publishing. He was a publisher.
How do niggas die suspiciously? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Tommy talking about these niggas die suspicious. What the fuck these niggas? That's what I be saying, but this shit so fuck. How you die suspiciously? What the hell? I'm learning new shit.
Robert Maxwell was in publishing. He was a publisher, a power publisher, and his operation very much seems to be an influence operation focused around information and publishing, largely textbooks, the educational stuff that we all grew up reading.
So it's possible that the social studies book that I read in class in 5th grade, that Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell's dad, Jeffrey Epstein's father-in-law, in a way,
yeah,
had a hand in?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, you heard that right. Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine's father, was a textbook mogul whose company, Macmillan Inc., made a joint venture with McGraw-Hill, and this partnership made them the second biggest publisher of American textbooks in the late 80s.
Everybody had McGraw-Hill.
In fact, you may have used one of his books to study in your class at school. And while it is not official that he was working for Israel or Mossad, he was a British citizen that was given a lavish funeral in a historic Israeli cemetery that was reportedly attended by the Israeli president, top Israeli intelligence officials, and the eulogy was given by their prime minister, who said that Maxwell was almost a mythological figure. Yeah, it sounds like it. So it seems at least one thing Epstein and Maxwell had in common was having frequent contact with Israeli prime ministers. But more on that later in this episode.
He had stolen all kinds of crazy money, and then he just fell off his boat and died. And all the money went missing. No one ever found it. I've heard some interesting theories about how Epstein seems to have turned up with a very similar amount of money, basically that same year.
And what happened is there was a cover-up. Epstein got a slap on the wrist. There was no one who talked to the survivors. And a lot of other rich and powerful men who he farmed out underage girls to basically have not been held accountable. Thomas Massey and I, Republican, Democrat, have said release the file. And we called the survivors to the steps of the Capitol. For 10 years, no one had heard them. They started telling their stories. They broke down in tears.
But I wasn't the only one. None of us were.
Well, if a country can't stand up for survivors, we've lost our moral soul. If we can't protect children...
Yeah, if we literally got people telling us where these niggas was on that weird shit, come on now.
We've lost our moral soul. This is not political, it's a moral issue. And we're gonna fight to get these files released.
A lot of independents like myself cheered for Trump over Kamala because one of the things he campaigned on was releasing the Epstein files. He is now calling it a Democratic hoax. But then at the same time, he's the key contributor of an agent helping bring it down. Which one is it? Recently, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson claimed...
Where you kicked him out of...
but then at the same time, he's the key contributor of an agent helping bring it down. Which one is it? Recently, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson claimed...
Where you kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down.
Then Mr. Mike Johnson changed his story to this.
If I use the right word, I said FBI informant. I'm not sure. I wasn't there. This is in my lane.
So this guy, that's third in line of the presidency, isn't sure whether Trump is...
my lane.
Man, so niggas be, oh my God, we get fooled so much, man.
Where I wasn't there, this is in my lane.
So this guy, that's third in line of the presidency, isn't sure whether Trump is an FBI informant or not. And because the White House narrative on Epstein changes so fast, my question to Nancy Mace was, Which story is it?
I hear, hey, this is a witch hunt with the media who've lied about him for years. So like, I get his frustration. They're trying to portray him as this horrible human being when he's actually not the bad guy. He's not the boogeyman in this. The boogeyman is dead. And his little black book, who knows where it is. And I do think there is a massive cover-up. I don't think Trump, he has nothing to do with it.
I read something that 1,000 FBI agents are working around the clock to redact
Trump's little black book, he's actually not the bad frustration. They're trying to portray him as this horrible human being when he's actually not the bad guy. He's not the boogeyman in this. The boogeyman is dead. And
but what if you best friends with the boogeyman? You know, I think you know a lot. You know what I'm saying? You know a lot that you're not saying, and you could do a lot that you're not doing.
his little black book, who knows where it is.
If you calling us the leader of USA.
I do think there is a massive cover-up. I don't think Trump, he has nothing to do with it.
I read something that 1,000 FBI agents are working around the clock to redact his name in particular. ABC News and other outlets reported in July of 2025 that Pam Bondi allegedly told Trump that his name was in the Epstein files. Then Senator Dick Durbin
and then what the fuck is Epstein files names? That's what I don't get. Is it word, movie, file, name, character, like that? That's what be blowing me. So they be talking about Epstein files. Nigga, I got a PC. Fuck you mean? Like, is it name, pictures? Like, you know what I'm saying? What is it?
Allegation that the FBI was having agents work around the clock to cover for Trump. Now, if the claims of Senator Durbin are true, it is disturbing to learn what lengths this administration will go to cover this story up.
We don't have 1,000 agents we can dedicate to one thing like that. There's just
It's impossible nonsense.
physically impossible.
She sound like she fucking Trump. Trump paying her bills.
We know that Trump is in the files.
What makes you sure to say that? Hank Johnson is a Democratic congressman from Georgia. Here was his take on the current state of the Epstein file cover.
Well, because he had 1,000 FBI agents combing through the records to remove his name. The Epstein saga is not a hoax. It's not fake. It is real. Thousands of victims, not just from the United States of America, but from across the world.
They're not buying the bullshit. Maybe 20 years ago when somebody could go and meet the press and the story was controlled in a news cycle that lasted for 20 minutes with Tim Russert, you could get away with that.
It's a problem now. We know too much.
Get away with that anymore.
Well, it's not a problem, but
what force is so powerful that even now?
The government don't realize how much we know we can do.
Well, it lasted for
they thought they was controlling us. Nah,
it's on.
You ain't had shit under control.
You can get away with that. I don't think you can get away with that anymore.
Now they're saying, what force is so powerful that even Donald Trump is not able to release these files?
I saw that for the petition to release the files, only 4 Republicans put their name on it.
4 courageous Republicans.
3 of them women, Lauren Boebert, MTG,
yeah.
Nancy Mace,
Makes sense.
and
Massey.
Where the hell are the rest of the Republicans on this?
The
How could you
oversight-
possibly
well,
vote against it?
Well, it hasn't come for a vote yet. So we just signed our names to it. Once it gets to 218, very soon, then it'll come to the floor for a vote.
Let's look more at the question of why Republicans are largely not voting to release the Epstein files. Well, first let's consider that the Trump administration allegedly declared it to be a hostile act if they voted for the release. Interesting. To the common man, it appears most Republicans are compromising their integrity because they are Trump administration.
This the problem too, but we got 2 sides: Democrat, Republican, liberal. Man, we that's the problem. We not one. We will never be one. Niggas had civil war. Like niggas had a civil war. Niggas had war on their property. Shit's cooked. Shit's
Allegedly
cooked.
declared it to be a hostile
niggas
act
having
if they
civil wars. Man, Man, this shit would never be good, bro.
For the release.
Shit would never be good, bro.
To the common man, it appears most Republicans are compromising their integrity because they are intimidated or afraid of Donald Trump, allegedly. And to me, the story of a party acting spineless to protect their leader instead of doing what they are supposed to do, which is represent us, their voting base, is similar to when the Democrats pretended that former President Joe Biden was not a dementia patient running for re-election. The bottom line is lying or covering for your party is cowardly, and we as Americans should be mad when either side does this.
Keep me in strap, y'all. Keep me in blick.
Surprisingly, we're getting one of the top Democrats, probably the top Democrat, Chuck Schumer, to speak to us. Hey.
Bro, Tommy, look how he's walking.
Getting one of the top Democrats, probably the top Democrat, Chuck Schumer, to speak to us. Hey.
Moving tack, Danny. What's that nigga name? Thomas Jefferson, fat up. Oh, that's not.
By the
Teddy
way,
Roosevelt.
This is the original Gilbert Stuart of George Washington.
Really?
They used it for the portrait of the dollar bill. Isn't that amazing?
This is a beautiful building to be in.
Isn't it? Yeah.
You try to pass a resolution to prompt the release of the Epstein files.
Right. We did. They don't want to vote on it, but we found a good way to force them to vote on it today, and we did. And they're squirming because so many of them have said. Mitch McConnell has said release the Epstein files.
John Thune
have said. Mitch McConnell has said release the Epstein files. John Thune has said release the Epstein files. Marsha Blackburn has said it. Tom Johnson has said it. They've all said it. Now they get a vote, and they vote to just keep concealing it.
Why?
What the hell are they afraid of? They're either covering up for Donald Trump, who we know is worried about these files because he's lied about it constantly. He's the one who made a campaign issue out of this. He said, release the Epstein files.
Him, Kash Patel, Pam
Yeah,
Bondi,
they all
JD
said
Vance,
it.
they all
They're
said
the
it.
ones who pushed to release the files, and frankly, a good number of the people, even on the MAGA right, said release the files as well, because they thought, hey, maybe this shows that Donald Trump is part of the whole corrupt scheme that he claims to want to undo. No one believes Trump.
See, that's the part. See, all Trump wanted to do is be that president. It's, I'm the I run the country. His little ugly ass, bro. I ain't gonna lie, his little mannerisms be, they be like, you know what I'm talking about? The way he be turning his head when niggas be at, wow, hook that nigga, boy. I ain't gonna lie, I put him to sleep. I ain't gonna lie, I really do. And I'm not even gonna say that out loud because that's not nothing to wish on nobody. But if you know, you know.
So last night we met with Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, and they forced a vote to try and release the Epstein files, and it failed. 51-49, the Republicans squashed it. We're gonna meet with our Wisconsin friend Ron Johnson, who voted against it. Ron, we have to have a very candid conversation.
Don't even talk to you.
Ron, we have to have a very candid conversation.
Yeah,
dummy. 2 years ago, you told me you wanted to release the file. Do you believe that there's anything fishy about the death of Jeffrey Epstein?
Well, certainly it's fishy. The cover-up of the list of individuals that visited Epstein Island
doesn't that seem crazy?
Is pretty fishy. I will say, I think that's true, is mainly people of the left that Jeffrey Epstein was courting and that took advantage of his island pleasures.
Don't you feel like anyone that's on that list should be looked into?
Well, I think we should have a full investigation of Jeffrey Epstein and his activities.
Does it feel like it's been kind of brushed under the rug?
Yes, because it has been.
We're going to find more of that out in just a few minutes here.
Tommy got some words for you.
Now is the time for a few good men to come to the aid of their country. Hello, how are you? Good, I'm Tommy. I'm here for an interview with Mr. Johnson.
I got me a cheesehead.
And then look, I mean, who knows? This might be true, but otherwise this is, the culture war is getting fanned with this. I wonder if a foreign country would like it if we were divided about that kind of stuff.
All right, well, let's get you in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey there. Mr. Johnson.
Tommy, how you doing?
Good to see you again, man.
Nice to see you.
How are you? 2 years ago, when we met, we talked about releasing the Epstein files. Last night, I was shocked to hear there was a resolution on the floor, and it didn't pass. You voted against it, 49 to 51, against releasing the Epstein files.
Well, I understand that was a poison pill in a process of trying to pass the National Defense Authorization Act. First of all, I'm as curious as anybody.
Morning. How are you? I'm Tommy. Nice to meet you guys. Where would you like us to set up?
I think y'all are going to be in the conference room.
Hey, an absolute honor. My name's Tommy. Nice to meet you.
I think one of the things that really annoys people is they think, well, maybe some rich people don't have the same justice. I'm just an ordinary person. I live in a middle class home, but this really rich guy can do stuff, you know, that if I did, I'd go to jail. And I think that's the way I look at the Epstein thing. I don't have any facts about it. I'm not consumed by it. But at the same time, I think that there's a perception out there that assumes go to jail. And I think that's the way I look at the Epstein thing. I don't have any facts about it. I'm not consumed by it. But at the same time, I think that there's a perception out there that wealthy people got away with stuff and that something's being hidden.
So you started out talking about Epstein. It's certainly not my priority, but let's start out, truthfully. Let's start out and talk about what happened yesterday. What happened to Charlie Kirk dwarfs, I mean, the Epstein file is dwarfed by the implications of what happened.
Senator Johnson, I agree with all of these points.
Happened. I mean, the Epstein file is dwarfed by Kirk.
That's cat,
dwarfs. I mean, the Epstein file is dwarfed.
But see, like that, like this shit. Shout out to Charlie Kirk. Long live Brody. I had no clue how. All I seen was a nigga on TikTok. I used to see his TikToks everywhere. Nigga wasn't really even in my algorithm. If I'm being real, nigga really didn't even really wasn't even. He's probably in my algorithm once every 2 weeks, twice every 2 weeks. Like I ain't even gonna hold you. So like, seeing Doggy, and then when you put that energy out in the world, what you expecting, bro? You playing with a generation like this generation. You don't give a fuck who you is.
Dwarfs. I mean, the Epstein file is dwarfed by the implications of what happened.
Nigga ran up, popped the fucking insurance CEO because nigga was dealing with some real life shit. Niggas don't give a fuck who you is, my nigga. This shit.
Senator Johnson, I agree with all of these points. I agree, but I do feel like we are derailing from the Epstein file. You had...
Yeah, guilty as charged. What is my nigga on? Who you protecting?
I agree with all of these points. I agree, but I do feel like we are derailing from the Epstein file. You had...
We'll get to the Epstein files. I don't have that much to say about them.
Huh?
All of these points, I agree, but I do feel like we are derailing from the Epstein file.
We'll get to the Epstein files. I don't have that much to say about them because I don't know anything about them.
Then why did you vote against releasing it?
Because that was a charade. That was a poison pill trying to derail the passage of the National Defense Authorization Act. The Epstein files will eventually get released, okay?
We followed up with a couple Senate offices to see if they knew what Ron Johnson meant by this poison pill theory he's talking about, and they were just as confused as we were.
You spoke with some of those victims last week. What can you tell the American people what you learned in that meeting?
I was moved to tears.
Well, I think my face showed it all. I left the meeting early in tears. It was just really, I'm going through something that's
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, you can't fake this shit.
I was moved to tears.
Well, I think my face showed it all. I left the meeting early in tears. It was just really, I'm going through something that's very raw and very similar. I'm about just under 2 years into my own trauma. I want to say that these women are very, very brave.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Yeah, sure.
So how does it feel to have your whole party turning against you, to have the president turning against you, to have all this political power?
It's a brave man right
here.
here.
Your whole party turning against you, to have
Shout
the
out
president
Thomas
turning against
Madison,
you, to
Kentucky.
have all
Kentucky pride, that boy. I love you, boy. That's why I really like Kentucky. Kentucky might be a little racist down there, boy, but one thing, they're not racist. At the same time, they're very cool people. They just got that good old Kentucky pride. That's all it is.
this political
like they racist, you got the racist areas, and then you got the niggas. Like, you got a lot of niggas in Kentucky.
coming to bear on you just for trying to
Fuck with
hold accountable in our government.
Well, as long as I've got the people back home
for me and the people out in the country for me, that's okay. I've never tried to make it my priority to worry about my friendships here. I think half the reason people are motivated to keep them secret is embarrassment.
We are looking at the most blatant cover-up. The dumbest lies are being used. Are you not sure that there's something fishy going on?
I think there's something very fishy going on. And then you had one of the victims that died recently,
Virginia Giuffre.
According to Trump's own words, Virginia Giuffre appears to be a key part of why he and Epstein had a falling out, and we'll cover this more in detail later in the episode.
I'm happy to try and extract those from the government. Yesterday's vote was
Virginia Giuffre appears to be a key part of why he and Epstein had a falling out, and we'll cover this more in detail later in the episode.
I'm happy to try and extract those from the government. Yesterday's vote wasn't the time to do it.
Okay. The Wall Street Journal published what may or may not be a birthday card from Donald Trump to Jeffrey Epstein. They're known friends, known associates, many photos together, but Trump is suing them for $10 billion for defamation and other reasons. Is that a threat to freedom of speech to sue someone $10 billion, defamation associates, many photos together, but Trump is suing them for Donald Trump to
voiceover. There must be more to life than having everything, Donald. Yes, but I won't tell you what it is, Jeffrey, nor will I sleep nor will I, you can't see it, also know what it is. We have certain things that is in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, yes we do. Could think of it. Never, damn, what? As a matter of fact, it was clear to me, damn, I saw you. A pain of wonderful things. A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday. Another, and then it's a body, a freak ass.
Jeffrey Epstein. They're known friends, known associates, many photos together. But Trump is suing them for $10 billion for defamation and other reasons. Is that a threat to freedom of speech to sue someone $10 billion for publishing something?
First of all, I think President Trump is involved in something like 3,000 lawsuits in business.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it's what he does, you know.
For a guy who keeps talking about free speech, he's awfully sensitive when the speech is a speech he doesn't like.
Just
what I've just read is that, you know, 3 forensic handwriting analysts say that is not Trump.
Well, I tracked down the survivor's lawyers, and we went to Epstein's estate, and we said, okay, send us this birthday book. And lo and behold, the birthday book existed. They sent us the birthday book, and it turns out that there was Donald Trump's letter.
On the day we were in D.C. covering the story, the Wall Street Journal republished what they claimed was a birthday card from Donald Trump to Jeffrey Epstein.
Here we go.
The Wall Street Journal republished what they claimed was a birthday card.
Donald, yes there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey, nor will lie, since I also know what it is. Donald, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, yes we do, come to think of it. Donald, as I say, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? As a matter of fact, it was clear to me last time I saw
Donald Trump to Jeffrey Epstein. In response, Trump filed a $10 billion defamation lawsuit against the Journal, saying that it caused him, quote, overwhelming financial and reputational harm. And folks, this seems to be the Trump family playbook. If you print something they don't like, they might just hit you with a massive, almost impossibly big lawsuit. I mean, just recently, Melania Trump sued Hunter Biden for over $1 billion over suit. I mean, just recently, Melania Trump...
She like niggas. She like niggas.
Trump sued Hunter Biden for over $1 billion over a claim that Epstein introduced her to Donald Trump, allegedly. And it then occurred to me that Trump might sue me for this very episode. So I called Hunter Biden for over $1 billion.
Diamond, you better get them billions going, get them bees.
Epstein introduced her to Donald Trump, allegedly. And it then occurred to me that Trump might sue me for this very episode. So I called my lawyer to get his take.
How you doing, man?
Good.
I'm now getting a little bit scared that I'm going to get sued by the Trumps for an obscene amount of money.
Well, just all to say, it's been said, it's been alleged. We don't have, like much of this, we don't have factual support, but it's been, you know, some have the opinion that. Just couch what you're saying.
And then what if I still do that and he still sues me?
Well, that'd be great for your career.
You don't think he'll win?
No.
So it's a nonsense.
He ain't even worried. He like,
you don't think he'll win?
No.
So it's a nonsense lawsuit just to scare people.
Yep.
And would it get thrown out by most reasonable people?
Yeah, because he's a public figure. They're both public figures, so they'd have to show that you have actual malice toward him. Also, I just wouldn't be too afraid of this.
This brings us to the bigger issue of free speech. If publications and journalists are scared into silence or sued into bankruptcy, this sets a dangerous precedent for journalism in this country. And in fact, a week after these interviews were filmed, Trump has now also sued the New York Times for $15 billion, also for defamation. So before I comment more on this,
niggas suing big dogs too.
Trump has
I ain't gonna
now
lie,
also
Tommy,
sued
I'll
the
be
New
scared
York Times
too,
for
Tommy.
$15 billion, also for defamation. So before I comment more on this Epstein story, first a quick disclaimer. In case Donald Trump or his lawyers see this, I just want to make it absolutely clear that his signature on the birthday card is totally fake, and it's fake news. And so just to show you how fake it is, we're going to compare it to real signatures from Donald Trump. Here, you guys can see it for yourself.
Damn. Damn.
I think we got our guy, folks. Damn. See, that's why I'm happy I low-key don't know how to write in cursive, so my signature low-key be different.
Now that
but
we
my shit, the only thing that look the same is my last name.
Let's move on to another subject.
Yes.
But they're being blackmailed, threatened,
Well, that's
extorted.
a question. Who's controlling this? What are the powerful interests? Why is there such a reluctance to release it? It's like they're making it a bigger story every day that they don't release it.
Would he be acting in a way where he is hiding something?
It's hard to explain. From a technical perspective, I don't think there's anything.
Come on, like, that's your nigga like that, you hiding something, bro.
From a technical perspective, I don't think there's anything that he needs to avoid. That technical information is available.
He's saying it's a nothing story and it's a hoax. Do you believe that?
I believe that there are Democrats that are using it as a wedge, as a political wedge,
Yeah.
and they're trying to infer that he's a nefarious person. I do think that that is part of what he's describing when he says hoax. I don't think nobody thinks that these women are lying.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody does, absolutely nobody.
I think it's hard to look at this situation and say, yeah, Donald Trump is being very transparent and he's not trying to bury this. He's trying to say that when people ask him in a press conference, like, why are you even asking about this? How dare you? This is old news.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. Are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
Do you think these files should be released completely unredacted for all of us to see?
That's what's so weird. How you just gonna talk about nigga that you act like it wasn't your best friend now that you knew it? Now that the world know what y'all was on, niggas try to act like word.
For years.
A weird
Are people
ass.
still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
Do you think these files should be released completely unredacted for all of us to see?
Well, yes, I believe in full disclosure of the files, releasing all the names, everything, but we would need to ensure that we redact for any child sexual abuse material or CCM underage kids.
Sure.
And that we would redact the names of victims. So that would be my only caveat to that. Yes, release it all. And for that, I'm on the bill. I've signed the discharge petition, and I will be voting for the bill when it comes to the floor of the House in a couple of weeks.
And we applaud you for that. Honestly, it's refreshing to see people going for transparency.
Yeah.
So people are very happy that you're doing that. Let's talk facts about the relationship between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. He previously said, I don't know the guy.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, he knew the guy.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
So there are 5 people.
So the answer is.
Though I'd like.
This the leader of our country, yo. This the leader of our country. He want to tell the truth, but I can't. I can't. That's crazy. When this nigga get arrested? When they arrest this nigga?
I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
So there are 5 people taking the 5th Amendment. like you see on the mob, right? You see the mob takes the Fifth. If you're innocent, why are you taking the Fifth Amendment?
I know I'm not friends with any
Talk to
professional.
me, Donald.
If you're innocent, why are you taking
Talk
the
to
Fifth
me then,
Amendment?
I know I'm
Donald.
not friends with any
Donald.
If you're innocent, why are
Hey,
you taking
Donald.
the Fifth Amendment?
I know
This
I'm not.
fat ass
You see,
nigga
the
we let
mob
run our
takes the-
country,
If
man.
you're innocent, why are you taking the Fifth Amendment?
I know I'm not friends with any professional sex traffickers or pedophiles. I think like when you're, yeah, this to me is suspicious of. You said you didn't know the guy. We were tired of it.
I mean, he's been photographed with him. I mean, they.
Yeah, we were tired during the Biden administration of lies. A lot of us, especially independents, were like, man, this is the time that the veil is actually going to get peeled back. The JFK files, the Epstein files. There's going to be transparency. A guy that was targeted by the justice system is now going to. And it seems like to the average person watching this that our very own president is part
Can we
of
at
it.
least agree a birthday card is gross as.
That's how I feel. It literally, like he said, the average nigga watching this shit, that I feel like, what the fuck? This the nigga leading our country? You telling me this is the person I'm supposed to, like, you know? They say I gotta, you know, he leads our country. He walks and represents us, and he did this. You telling me that? That's what you telling me right now?
Targeted by the justice system is now gonna, and it seems like to the average person watching this that our very own president is part
Can we
of
at
it.
least agree a birthday card, as gross as that is, has nothing to do with trafficking? I mean, there's no.
No, not at all. But he says he didn't know the guy. You knew the guy.
Well, aside from the numerous photos that they've had together, aside from the new reporting about the birthday book and the letters that he sent to him that's coming out,
Allegedly.
Aside from all of the statements from both of them that they were very close friends, aside from everyone that saw them hanging out together all through the 80s, aside from all that, yeah, we don't really know.
Why specifically did Trump and Epstein have a
Fuck with my
falling out?
nigga Ian.
Yeah, we don't really know.
Why specifically did Trump and Epstein have a falling out, apparently?
Trump claims that Epstein took staff from his spa, took Virginia Giuffre and maybe others from his hotel.
And how old was Virginia at this time?
I believe that she was 16 at the time that she was taken from the spa. I don't know for sure. I know that she was 17 with Andrew. When you're talking
So he drew the line. He drew the line.
I believe
He's
that
like,
she
you
was
fucking up my
16
business.
at the time that she was taken from the spot. I don't know for sure. I know that she was 17 with Andrew. When you're talking about victims, like it feels like it matters
She look
extra
like a kid,
to
I ain't
be
lie.
with Andrew. When
Sad.
you're talking about victims,
Look like she
like
supposed
it
to be in
feels
high
like
school.
it matters extra to tell their story
Yeah, that's high
as
school.
truly as you can to what they said, because of everything they've gone through, and especially Virginia, who not only went through the recruitment, the grooming, the abuse for years, but also everything since, and the bravery to tell the story and to, in one way or another, give her life to the story and to the victims in general to expose this. We owe her a great deal. I can't imagine that two dudes as close as Trump and Epstein were back then, that are into the evil things that Epstein was definitely into, and the questionable things that Donald Trump has openly talked about having been into. Such as pageantry, such as walking into the dress.
What was the show this nigga Trump, The Apprentice or something? I remember him with hoes. That's all I remember. As a kid, I remember seeing this nigga with hoes. And from when he first came out president, I was like, bro, I remember, bro, when you a kid, you don't have a lot of memories. I remember being in our media room. We had a media room. Boy, that house was so special. Niggas had a media room with a fat ass TV in that bitch. We used to all watch like shows and shit. We family. I remember watching this shit. I remember being a kid and this nigga was on the screen and it was him with hoes, bro. Let me look at this shit, bro. Let me search this shit up, cause bro, that's all I remember, bro. It was him with hella hoes, bro. And I think it's that, literally what I'm seeing right there. The Apprenticeship or some shit. What was it called? Is that what it's called? The Apprenticeship, Donald Trump. Fuck, I don't know what it's called. The Apprentice, Donald Trump. Yes, bro. Reality, 10 seasons, bro. It's all I remember, bro. Was this nigga on that bitch with hoes, though. If I'm not tripping, bro, I remember that nigga being on that bitch with hoes, bro. Girls. Fuck, but I remember that shit. I remember that nigga was with hella hoes, though, bro. Let me get to it, though.
Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein.
Ain't no way that bit restarted. I think we had like 29 minutes, though. Oh, yeah, come on.
openly talked about having been into.
Such as?
Such as pageantry, such as walking into the dressing rooms at his pageants while they are changing.
Donald Trump loves a beauty pageant. And by his own admission, he was no stranger backstage while owning parts of 3 different pageants for nearly 2 decades.
You know, they're standing there with no clue. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
I find it hard
Or
to
he,
imagine.
you know, it's a little weird ass sitting there trying to smile, shake hands, act like it's normal. He bitches in here uncomfortable as hell. He in there. Nice to meet you. You know what I'm saying? And that bit being weird as hell.
Pageants for nearly
That
2
shit
decades.
sad.
They're standing there with no clue. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
I find it hard to imagine that they're breaking up their whole friendship because one of them was trying to recruit employees from a spa. Who knows? Everyone has their own theories, but I suspect that Trump is implicated in the files in some ways. And that doesn't even necessarily mean that he committed a crime. Doesn't mean that he ever had sex with a minor. Doesn't mean they had him on camera doing anything. It could just mean that he did business deals alongside these people over the years.
Folks, when I hear about the mysterious and nefarious character of Jeffrey Epstein, it makes me wonder what he was like in person. In 2002, Trump said, quote, "He's a great guy." But Melinda Gates, who met him once, described her meeting with him like this.
He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterwards.
In fact, her husband Bill Gates' relationship with Epstein was so disturbing that it was a key reason she ended her marriage of 27 years to one of the world's richest men. And
We
because
know
it was a
Doggy
key
Dog
reason
is
she
with-
ended her marriage of 27 years to one of the world's richest men. And because Trump considered Epstein to be a great guy and even invited him to a second wedding in 1990, and because that it was a key reason she ended her marriage of
Richest
27
nigga in the
years to
world.
one of the world's richest men. And because Trump considered Epstein to be a great guy and even invited him to
richest
with
nigga in the
Epstein
world.
was so disturbing that it was a key reason she ended her marriage of 27 years to one of the world's richest men. And because Trump considered Epstein to be a great guy and even invited him to a second wedding in 1993, I was curious what caused Trump to stop being pals with Epstein. Here's what Trump said about it.
But I said, if he's taking anybody from Mar-a-Lago, he's hiring or whatever he's doing, I didn't like it.
Other people would come and complain.
Fucking Triple H, nigga.
He's hiring or
fuck?
whatever
What the fuck? They got my nigga Triple H.
he's doing, I didn't like it.
Other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told him, I said, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa. He was fine, and then not too long after that, he did it again, and I said, out of here.
Did one of those stolen, persons,
So
that
you knew what it
include
was.
Virginia Jeffrey?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa.
Another theory on Trump and Epstein's falling out speculates that it was a bidding war on a 60,000 square foot mansion that contributed towards the end of their friendship, allegedly.
So hypothetically, you could speculate on the Epstein files.
Hypothetically, I could say that one could name names, the names that everybody wants to know.
But from what you've seen, is President Trump implicated in the files?
I don't know. If there was something in there that was damning to him as a man, let alone candidate, I think that shit would have come out during the election, during the criminal trials. I think the Democrats would have gotten it out if there was something there.
Mike Yeagley brings up a point that a lot of Republicans have also said, which is why is it that much of the mainstream media and many of the Democrats seemingly refuse to cover Epstein and Trump's relationship until now? It doesn't make sense to me either. If the files are so damaging to Trump, why didn't the left unleash this on him during the election cycle, which surely would have been the strategic move? Or is it possible that the damage the Epstein files will cause is so great to both Democrats and Republicans that both sides are too scared for the files to truly come out? I'd love to hear your theory in the comments.
I think it's both of them niggas. Like they say down there, they said it's politicians. Like they were saying with Diddy shit. It's politicians, all them niggas on that shit. I think it's the same shit with that. There's so many of them niggas that is just gonna fuck up the whole credibility of our country. Word, you know what I'm saying? Everything they preach is gonna just get fucked up.
Avoid the Trump side of it.
That's why they ain't trying to do that shit.
There is a whole rabbit hole to go down on Trump, of his history with people like Roy Cohn, his history with Epstein, his history with these business deals, and with these pageants and all these things. But ultimately, I care more about the Epstein files themselves because they're way bigger than Trump. It's not just Trump that's implicated. It's our entire government. It's our entire deep state apparatus.
Allegedly.
That's the thing about blackmail is you don't know who's controlled. You don't know who's compromised. We don't know how many strings are being pulled.
If you had to speculate, what kinds of people are on this list as far as the positions they hold, the power they have?
I think you would see high-profile media types, university presidents, CEOs beyond those that have already been called out, actors, rappers. You might see a religious figure.
Exactly how Diddy was saying. The same shit they was saying with the Diddy shit. Is this all the niggas who, all these niggas who, when niggas say they sell they soul, this the shit we be talking about. It ain't lit. It's shit like that. You out here doing weird shit like this.
Rappers.
Selling your soul.
You might see a religious
this ain't your soul.
figure here and there.
Out here doing weird shit.
Foreign intelligence operatives are involved in this?
I do.
Can you speak more about how this could be a honeypot operation?
I think a lot of Americans don't have a strong understanding of how blackmail works because it's not something that we deal with in our regular lives. And I think that a lot of Americans are starting to think about it more and understand it more. And most people arrive at the very surface level first and they think that's the whole story. You'd think it's like, oh, you get them on camera having sex with a minor and then you own them and they do everything you tell them to. And ultimately, that's not the only form of blackmail or honeypot that works. And ultimately, it's never that simple. Everyone does things in their life that they're ashamed of, that they would rather be able to take back.
That
blackmail that you have from your past baggage.
Niggas recording little girls.
And so as you achieve a position of power later in life, you bring all that baggage with you, for better and for worse. And if anyone can find it and exploit it, then maybe you are about to work for them.
Do you think it's likely that Jeffrey Epstein was part of an intelligence agency and this was a honeypot operation to compromise people with blackmail?
I think that every option is on the table. I think it's an absolute possibility. I think, you know, I've never seen a honeypot operation, but I've heard stories of honeypot operations in our country, other countries, that it's a thing that they do. Davos, for example, that there are stories of prostitutes that show up and all these things go on. You have to think to yourself, we're not that stupid or that gullible. Somebody's filming something somewhere and gonna hold it over someone's head for some deal. I would be shocked if that does not go.
Now this is the infamous jet, the Lolita Express, that some of the most influential and powerful people in the world took this jet to places like his island, where they did unspeakable things with minors. And this was likely part of the whole blackmail operation.
That's a key.
Things with minors.
And if somebody in your body that small, come on, gang. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Fat nose, that large cranium built head.
Part of the whole blackmail operation.
Niggas like that need they lip busted. You know what I'm saying? Like black, like eye cut, like shit like that.
Let me draw your attention.
Niggas don't just need to die.
Now, how did
like,
Epstein get this jet? Well, he bought from none other than our friend Leslie Wexner, the guy that owns Victoria's Secret. And not only did he buy the jet from him, but he
weirdo, weirdo makes. He owns a panty line. Weirdo.
The guy that owns Victoria's Secret. And not only did he buy the jet from him, but he also happened to be this billionaire's financial advisor. Even though Jeffrey Epstein got fired from Wall Street, what qualifications did Epstein have to advise billionaires on their financial assets? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Who is Leslie Wexner?
Leslie Wexner is one of the wealthiest and most powerful Jewish Zionist philanthropists and business owners in the world. He's a multi-billionaire. He lives in Ohio. He's from Ohio. And he founded L Brands, which is best known for Victoria's Secret. It's also Bath & Body Works. It's also Hollister, Abercrombie & Fitch. It's a whole bunch of these brands. Leslie Wexner had Jeffrey Epstein managing basically his whole estate for over a decade. He later claimed that Jeffrey stole money from him and that he didn't know anything about what Jeffrey Epstein was up to.
You know that nigga was stealing your bread, but that nigga bought houses with your shit. I done bought houses with your shit.
He later claimed that Jeffrey stole money from him and that he didn't know anything about what Jeffrey Epstein was up to because it's plausibly deniable because he had signed over power of attorney. So Jeffrey Epstein could have done anything and he would never have known. So it's awfully coincidental. And then it's also coincidental that his other giant company, Hollister, Abercrombie & Fitch, that was run by a pedophile too. He put in his guy, Mike Jeffries, when he bought Abercrombie & Fitch in, I believe, 98 or late 90s. He put in Mike Jeffries as his CEO to turn the company around. And Abercrombie bought Hollister. They started targeting more young people. They launched all of the fashion catalogs for the young male model thing. And it turns out that that CEO that he put in was running a giant male sexual pedophile ring. And he was flying these young male models to like go and have crazy orgies with all sorts of messed up shit going on all around the world. And that guy just got popped last year. And they wrapped it up with the insanity defense because he has Alzheimer's and he can't remember. So it's just kind of weird that Leslie Wexner.
See, bro, that's what I hate. Our country's so fucked.
These young male models to
it would be clear as day, black and white. It would be in black and fucking white. It would be in fucking black and fucking white. Black and fucking white.
Fashion catalogs for the young male model thing. And it turns out that that CEO that he put in was running a giant male sexual pedophile ring. And he was flying these young male models to like go and have crazy orgies with all sorts of messed up shit going on all around the world. And that guy just got popped last year. And they wrapped it up with the insanity defense because he has Alzheimer's and he can't.
1992
last year
to 2014. Come on.
And they wrapped it up with the insanity defense because he has Alzheimer's and he can't remember. So it's just kind of weird that Leslie Wexner, who was the bankroll behind Jeffrey Epstein, had two different was running two of his giant fashion brands in the modeling industry, and no one's ever asked him a single question. He's still a billionaire living in a mansion in Ohio, and he's completely free.
Do you see any overlap between the Epstein story and Israel?
I don't know, because I don't know what the files are. So there are some people who have alleged that Mossad is involved or that there are a foreign intelligence involved. I don't know. What I do know from Bradley Edwards, the lawyer of the victims, is he says that there are foreign actors involved.
Now you might be wondering who some of the shadowy figures leaving Epstein's house masked up are. Well, that's none other than former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak. What was he doing there?
We have recent email leaks from Ehud Barak that is...
leaving the crib masked up, you know you on some shit.
Who some of the shadowy figures leaving Epstein's house masked up are. Well, that's none other than former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak. What was he doing there?
We have recent email leaks from Ehud Barak that is his entire email inbox from almost a year's worth of time, and they communicated almost every day, often multiple times a day, direct contact about basically everything that they were doing. He also visited him frequently, and there's a whole year of time where Ehud Barak's known visits to Epstein were monthly on a schedule. Most people were visiting Epstein in what seemed like a leisure sense, but Ehud Barak was visiting him on a regular schedule. And he was also sneaking in and out of Epstein's mansion in disguise. Jeffrey Epstein referred not just to Ehud Barak, but also Benjamin Netanyahu to JP Morgan. That's the current Prime Minister of Israel. Why is a random lone referring the current Prime Minister of Israel to JP Morgan?
Allegedly.
Oh, that's very well proven.
I'm scared of getting sued.
Yeah. Lone referring the current Prime Minister of Israel to JP Morgan.
Allegedly.
Oh, that's very well. Referred not just Ehud Barak, but also Benjamin Netanyahu to JP Morgan. That's the current Prime Minister of Israel. Why is a random lone referring the current Prime Minister of Israel to JP Morgan?
Allegedly.
Oh, that's very well proven.
I'm scared of getting sued.
Yeah.
One theory we heard is that Trump's not in the files in a bad way, but the reason that he's protecting it is because the fallout could be so great that it could collapse governments, it could collapse things.
So and I've stated this on 9/11 as well. It's the Jack Nicholson, that comment. Can you handle the truth?
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
It's a legitimate responsibility of the leader to take a look at something and go, this is probably better kept hidden.
It's possible that
what his
responsibility of the leader to take a look at something and go, this is probably better kept hidden.
It's possible that what he is protecting or trying to avoid would be a crisis, considering hypothetically who is probably involved.
So you think no matter who this impacts, we should go after them?
Absolutely.
You and other
Absolutely.
Let's get it. He know he good.
Do you think no matter who this impacts, we should go after them?
Absolutely.
You and other Republicans, if top Republicans were named on the Epstein file, would you guys be willing to take care of them and to make sure that they are
I think
answered for their
regardless of
crimes?
party, if you're a child rapist, you should see capital punishment. You should get the death penalty.
Americans can handle the truth.
I agree, Shuddy.
Americans deserve the truth from their government.
Yeah,
I think we will pass the House, which is a huge issue, with the MAGA House passing it. And I think there'll be a lot of momentum to pass it in the Senate. But then Donald Trump can veto it.
What are the implications if we don't release the Epstein files?
When John F. Kennedy was president, trust in America was 60%. Today it's in the teens. People don't believe the government's working for them. People believe the rich and powerful don't have accountability. People believe that the whole thing is rigged, and they elected Trump partly to unrig it. And now they see 7 months in, he's part of the whole swamp. If we don't have the release, we're going to continue to erode trust in self-government.
The main thing about Epstein that everyone should know right now is that we don't need the files. The files are in many ways meaningless. Yes, it would be great to have our law enforcement agencies doing their job and investigating the case and looking for evidence to take down people that were involved, whether they were co-conspirators or whether they were clients, so to speak. We don't need them, and we don't need those files because we already have in the public domain way more than enough to prosecute many people that were involved, to interview at least many more, and they're all just out there walking free.
Folks, one of the coolest things about being an American is by questioning the narrative, questioning our government, demanding truth, and not being afraid to speak out about anything. Part of American history, if you go all the way back to the Boston Tea Party, is questioning a government that we view to be tyrannical. And this government has decades of lying under its belt, both Republican and Democrat. They owe it to us. We are the ones that foot the bill. We are the ones that can't afford health care, housing, food on the table, while these people are protecting a billionaire sex trafficking pedophile ring. So folks, I say to you, read as many books as you can. Get in the gym and get in fighting shape. Get ready to rumble, because if shit needs to hit the fan, you better be ready. Folks, this is Tommy G. I love my life, I love you, and I love this country. Signing off, see you next week.
Tommy, go shit. W. Tommy Jiski. Government whistleblowers. Fuck you. Fuck. Tommy. Hey, shout out to him. That was a banger. I don't usually watch shit like that, but that was actually very informative. I don't know what the fuck going on with that shit. I do think, yeah, they're hiding something. That's the sad part. That's what I say about our country. We don't know. Like they try to hide so much from us, but I think now we like you're saying, like the FBI dude was saying, we get to a point you can't hide nothing no more. Like we out here, we saw everything, we see everything. The technology, the AI can pick shit up, man. So shit don't fly under the radar no more. But love y'all boys, appreciate y'all. Boys have a great day. Shout out to Tommy G-Ski. That boy stay litty in that big B-ski.